Yo, yo. All right, let's start this thing up. Coleslaw will be here soon. It's gonna be doing a little bit of drawing, I think. Bring the music down just a little bit. We're gonna look at the Ghost Machine preview that came out last week that we were trying to get to yesterday. The show basically ends whenever my one of my kids needs me. So this is mainly more to keep us honest and just get the boys all together for a little bit of downtime. But Coleslaw will be joining us. We're going to talk a little bit about comics. I think we'll show off some Neon Seed stuff. He may or may not be drawing. He might be playing a game. But we'll touch base with him and see where he's at on that. There was a comment left on the stream from yesterday about why don't we do like a good, maybe great style thing for Neon Seed. And we will in time. We'll talk about that a little bit tonight. Like what we're trying to accomplish with that project, with the comic book, what our intentions are and that kind of thing. So if you're looking forward to that, like don't worry. We're sort of like we've been doing, just like working really, really hard at it, and when the time comes, we're giving it away to you. You know, it'll be available to everybody for free. We're not trying to squeeze rent out of you for it. So we're really gonna exhaust a lot of our connections and juice a lot of our, contacts for things for that. But our approach is a little bit different. But Coleslaw and I will hit that up. As always, if you want to check out anything that we're doing, you can go to our website. It's in the corner of every stream down there, heka.uwu.ai. It's got all of our stuff on there. Everything from like the crew to the good, maybe great stuff, the stuff we've done on X. Everybody here has a little bit of different things going on. We're adding people. People are coming aboard. So I highly recommend anybody that's like, oh, what the hell is this? I thought I was subscribed to good, maybe great. What is the Heka Collective? This is where you go to check that out. I highly recommend, because he's kind of back around and back in the swing, to check out Redux and Paper Starship. Pretty good YouTube channel. He's got a lot of really good, if you like documentary content type stuff. He'll be coming on to talk with me about True Detective 2, I think. Yo, what's up? Just so you know, we're live. I put it in the Discord thing. I don't know if you saw it though. All right, sweet. I'm just kind of going over some business and saying that check out Redux's channel, Paper Starship. Cause he's back. He's doing a little bit of. He's in the content mood again. How you doing, Harlem?
I've been doing fine, chilling.
Are you excited to I just talked about Redux, so I'll talk about you. You've got more platinums coming up. I think the next one is Azur's Wrath.
Yeah.
So that'll be a blast. I think we want to get Redux on that because he played it recently. But I'm I'm excited for that one because that's one of my favorite like games I've never played. Which that it could almost be a fun. That could be a fun thing in and of itself to try to think about and build a program on. But like I really love. I played the first like hour and I just was like blown away. I was like, holy shit, the PS3 was the best console. We peaked back then.
Hmm.
But we'll
Yeah.
save that. We'll save that for the episode. Tonight we're looking at this comic Ghost Machine. I know you're not really a comic guy, and no, what's funny is neither am I. I feel like you and I both read more manga than comic books. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
read way more manga than I do comics.
I actually was gonna say when I was picking this comic book up, and I had what I think is like an experience that might inform anybody that's making comics or thinking about American comics. Like I brought my son. My son is 3. Brought my daughter. She's like, a month old. My wife picked out some books for herself. I was looking for this book, the Ghost Machine book, and it's like letting my 3-year-old walk around, see if he wants anything. And it was just sort of mind blowing that in this whole comic book store, he really wasn't interested in much by way of the comic books, and he walked right up to the RX-78 Gundam model that like that Gundam model was like the first model Bandai put together, like that little RX-78, and they've refreshed it over the years. But I built one of those when I was a kid because I found it at a bookstore, and they're like $10. Um, but he went right for those Gundam models, man, and he said, "I really want that," and I was like, kind of amazed because you know it's actually like similar to my experience when I was young, but I don't think it's typically what people would think would you go into a comic book shop and your kid goes right to the Gundam models and doesn't even really like stop at any covers. He did grab a comic. He found a Lilo and Stitch comic and he had just watched that on DVD. So that was cool. Let's I'm gonna pull this thing up because I know Coleslaw's coming through, but you and I can look at it and I'll talk to you a little bit about it. Because I think some of this might be up your alley, Harlem. I don't know if you can see if you have the stream up or anything, or if you can pull the stream up so you can see the comic. I can pipe
Mhm.
it into Discord for you, but it might just be easier for you to pull the stream up and mute it. Because I'm gonna go through it, but I'm not gonna like hold on anything in particular in the comic. Um, yeah. So this though is like this is a bunch of. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, these guys. It's a bunch of like artists and writers, creators, whatever, um, getting together, making a bunch of shared connected universes under this Ghost Machine label.
Oh,
Um,
that's pretty good.
it's independent, yeah, and it's interesting, right? Because this is like the preview, and the way it kind of breaks down is like some of these are already out. Like you can already get, like if you pick this up and you're like, oh, I like Geiger and Redcoat and the first couple stories in the beginning, I'm pretty sure they have issues already out, trade paperbacks already out. So some of this stuff is already available. But there's like a superhero universe. We'll look at that. There is a sci-fi universe. There's like a, you know, more family friendly kind of comics universe, right? Like, science and kids and, whatever. It's more, not super adult and good for kids, good for families, whatever. And then there's a horror universe. So I thought we would go through and kind of look at each of them, and I'll give my thoughts on all of them. Um, but I was pretty, I was pretty impressed, man. Because one of the things that's like very interesting to me about it, and each of these concepts, is like you've kind of heard them before. You've kind of seen them somewhere before, but I like the twist. Um, So Coastal said he'd be okay. Yeah, he'd be gotta feed the dog in 20 minutes though, so he might miss the beginning. No worries. Then we'll go forward and we'll look at the first thing. Um, I won't like. I'll flip a little bit, give you a little bit of art there. I know for a fact that there's like a bunch of Geiger comics out. This radioactive dude. I think there's Redcoat comics out, but we'll blow right past the innards in case anybody wants to get this for themselves, and we'll look at this. Um, this is kind of their superhero universe, I guess. They give you a timeline. Um, But immediately, this concept, I was like, oh, okay, cool. So it's like the like beaches in Death Stranding with the like war zones kind of thing, right? Like the whole thing of this is like it's different, warriors or whatever, soldiers from different eras, who are the unnamed soldiers in the unknown war or whatever. Um, and I thought that was kind of cool because it's a little, it's like Junkyard Joe is a robot that fought in Vietnam. Like Redcoat is a British assassin who's like immortal. Um, Geiger's like a radioactive guy. So I was like, okay, kudos. You know what I mean? That like if you're gonna do superheroes and you gotta make it
Well,
interesting.
very hard to make superheroes interesting in this comics realm
Well,
lately,
at
I
least
find.
this is
But this is very
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so I'll read this for you. Throughout history, unlikely and strange heroes have risen and fallen. These men and women are a mystery, their identities and lives a secret. But for a great evil to be stopped, their stories must be told. From a radioactive family man in the near future to a British assassin during the American Revolution to a robotic killing machine seeking its creator and more, they are the unnamed fighting the unknown war. That's a good pitch. If you're making a comic, this little paragraph right here, if you're reading a comic and you read a little paragraph like this and you get a ton of nice information in a short little burst that sounds really like that interesting, like kudos, good job. This seems like it would be fun. Um, and the way this will work because it's like I said, you and I are manga guys, but each of these things is its own little line, and you can get single issues. Like you'll be able to get a single issue of Junkyard Joe or whichever one you want to follow, and it's all interconnected, and that's neat, right? I like that one. That's great. This stuff's already out, so it's a good opener to it. Because I didn't know that. Like I picked this up thinking this was the like first ever appearance of some of this stuff, and then I was like, oh whoa, okay, I didn't know you could already go pop on to your local comic book provider and find like an 80-page book for some of these characters. I think it's just Geiger and Redcoat, and there will be more, but they get little bios and stuff. Nifty, right? Pretty neat.
Hmm.
What do you think? Interested? Not interested? What's your just because you're kind of like the producer around here. You're like an ideas man. How do
I'm mostly usually pretty silent on mangas and comics because I don't read many comics, but this one seems one like I would actually read. The
how,
first one actually that I would actually read.
how do you feel about some of these character designs? Can you see some of these? Because here's Junkyard Joe. I like him a lot. I actually like the idea of like a little soldier bot who's basically immortal, and it's interesting, man. I'll give you that.
It's reminding me of The Walking Dead, kind of the style.
Oh
Not sure if
yeah,
it's just.
it definitely has like I don't know. I gotta see who's on it. See, I'm not even really trying to bias myself or care too much about who's drawing what in this. I picked this up just to look at the pictures and read it. You know what I mean? Like we talked about this with the
Mhm.
Silent Hill thing yesterday. Like I just was like, oh, okay, cool, Ghost Machine. I'll pick it up and read it, and then I'll figure everything out after. Um, but yeah, this one's like that. This is definitely more just like straight up superhero comic type stuff. It's just that I like this. I like this take too. All right, this one's the sci-fi universe. So I guess I'll flip through and I'll see if there's anything. That little paragraph at the front might be the best thing to look at, but I'll show you some of the artwork, some character designs. I didn't know what to make of this one. I would say of everything in here, this one was like my least favorite, but it's another one where I'm like, oh, okay, the concept I've kind of like similarly heard before. There's all your different masks, I guess. So let's read this one at the front. A struggling farmer from Earth was given a second chance on the planet Exodus, a terraformed world where every aspect of nature is controlled by humanity, including the winged scavengers who plagued his crops. Now called Rook, the farmer became one of the wardens, those who wear helmets capable of commanding an animal species. But when the world's engine failed, the power of the wardens fell into the wrong hands.
Oh my.
Those who could afford
10-year-old Harlem would be the biggest fan of this thing.
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, those who could afford to fled, forcing those who left behind to choose between trying to escape this war-torn world before its destruction or fighting to save it. So there's kind of like almost like a not Hotline Miami, but there's like a thing going on here where everybody's got these animal masks, I guess, and they
Hmm.
control. They're the warden of that beast or whatever. So, yeah, I get your thing of 10-year-old you would be all about this. It does have kind of like a um you know there's something going on here. It's mixing a lot of different things, and it's like Power Rangers, Thundercats, like
I would die if I saw this thing when I was 10. Like, look at this page right here. Choose your animal. This is cool.
yeah. So each of these characters, will have their own book, and this is all another shared universe. And I like the art style in this one. It's very like it's got some movement to it. The colors are cool. It's kind of hard for my document camera with the glare,
It
but
reminds me of Dark Power Rangers Wild Force, kind of.
yeah, I mean, it goes pretty hard. But this was one where it's like, I said it was my least favorite, but I only say that because it's like I don't feel like I have quite enough of a sense of it yet from the preview that I had here. And I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? It's not like I disliked it. It's just like this is one where I might have to see a little bit more than what I see here. But I do like the character designs in this. This is one of the because I'm looking at these two and I'm thinking, how far can these go? Like, will we ever see like these characters in video games, where we see people start talking about these characters? Because this is a very early, like this is just launching. Pretty much all of this is just launching this year, and onward from here. Because as far as I know, there's nothing. Yeah, coming in April, so there's nothing out other than this preview for Rook. Um, so that might be one I pick up a number one of or something. Um, Family Odysseys was 2 comics, so it's Ghost Machine's family universe. It's full of heart, heroics, and humor. Wonderful, vibrant world of relatable characters and extraordinary circumstances, all focusing on the importance of family, both born and found. So this is like, I don't exactly understand, um, who reads these comics. Maybe they're just like fun little, kind of like, oh, that was neat. That's a cool story. Um, but I did like what they set up. Like, there's like a science family, and I'm like, all right, science family could be interesting. Science family from the future, the rocket fellers or whatever this is. Yeah, the rocket fellers. Like, okay, fine, I'll give you a shot. You know what I mean? Like, I felt neither here nor there about that. I just think that could be interesting. But you might like this one, because this one's kind of like something else. Um, what is the name of this one? These two kids play baseball, but what is it? Hornsby and Halo. This one was like, actually, I liked the story more than I like stopped to think about it in its own universe. I like this little preview as a self-contained story. There's like this boy, this young lad, and then this like redheaded girl, right? And I don't know what's going on, but they have some sort of superpowers, and there's like some sort of government agency keeping track of them, or something's keeping, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. So this could kick ass. Like, this could go far and get animated and be like a fun little thing. I actually really liked it. And there's like this insinuation, I guess. If you look at, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. If you look at their like shadows here, that like one of them is like got fire devil powers, and one of them is like, got celestial angel powers or something. It was a good story. This was like one of the things where I'm like, wow, this is actually like a full story with like a nice tight little bow on it in this preview, and that interested me. But the family stuff, I say I can either take it or leave it. I don't read like slice of life manga or anything like that, you know. So this isn't really for me. The last one I talked to you a little bit about. This is why I wanted to bring this on when we were talking Silent Hill, dude. This is the horror one. I'm really interested in your opinion about this. Are you familiar with like Tales from the Crypt,
No, not really.
or like Creep Show, or like any of the
Mhm.
old like horror comics?
I think the only thing horror related that I consumed from the USA book related, I think it's Goosebumps when I was
Okay.
younger.
All right. No, that'll work because Goosebumps is a bunch of stories. You know what I mean? Um, so this opened up with like these old style ads, like you'd see in the back of old comic books for like goofy toys and shit. Have you ever seen these before?
Not sure.
So they just so yeah. See, I was wondering how familiar this would be to you. In the back of like American comics, right? They used to have like pages like this of like stuff you could order, and this is all
Mm-hmm.
just like an introduction to the horror universe. But the way this works is like Hyde Street, the the whole universe. It's like a place that can appear anywhere. It's like Silent Hill. Like it can just show up and suddenly you're on Hyde Street, and you're in a horror story. And I thought this was like I didn't get enough from the preview, but it pitched the concept well enough. I'm very excited for this one because I love the Twilight Zone. I love like Creep Show and like the kind of like episodic, just like single slice horror stuff is so good, man. And it's really good in comics because of the page turn. Like the page turn is such a weapon in horror comics because you can really, you can do a lot with it. Um, but yeah, there's like, I think that's like pretty much all I've got to say about this one. It seems like it's gonna just be like wild because it doesn't care about time or place at all. Like any one of these comics could be modern day, ancient. This one seems interesting, where it's like I didn't quite. At first, I was reading this and I was like, "There's no way that they're doing this." But this is literally like this fat woman walks into this thing that's like fat free. It's like a weight loss thing, and this woman gives her this shit called Devour, and I'm like, "No way, this fat woman's gonna like eat people. That's really gonna be one of the comics." Like I love shit like that though, dude. That's like because a lot of the times this stuff is horror and it's funny. I appreciate that. So there's the end, but yeah, here's the release schedule, I guess. So Geiger, Redcoat, Rook, and then here's the rest of them. So Devour, First Ghost, more from Hyde Street, Hornsby. So I thought this was awesome. I didn't have any real expectations going into it at all. And then yeah, you can get these now if you're interested. You can go get the volume 1 trade paperback of Geiger and Junkyard Joe if you read this and you're like, "Oh hell yeah, I'm in. I'm sold." Um but yeah, I thought dude, for 4.99 I was thoroughly entertained and I'll be checking out, something else. Dude, hey, what's up, Coleslaw?
Not too much. How's everybody doing?
Doing good. I got to turn you up, I think. All right. Yeah, we just went through the Ghost Machine thing, man. It was good. I'm giving it a recommend. Harlem, both of us are not really we're not really comic book guys as much as we're manga guys, and we have some loose knowledge of comic book stuff. And we're pretty open about that. But even Harlem was like, okay, some of this I could get down on.
Mm-hmm. I like out of the what is it, the four of them that they're showing off. I like Geiger and Redcoat probably the most. I think those are probably my favorite of the concepts.
Well, they're all. I mean, I'll open it back up for you just so you can see, um, because this is all four of the different universes. So like, it gives you a little bit of Geiger and Redcoat. They're all in the superhero universe, the unnamed. Oh, I gotta pull it back up on screen for you. Well, here you go. And then, but Rook is a sci-fi universe, and Family Odysseys is like, PG comics, and then Hyde Street is horror. So this has the other three universes that are under Ghost Machine. If you wanted to pick this up, for yourself, because you can already get trade paperbacks apparently, for Geiger and Junkyard Joe. I looked and they've been running since like 2022 or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But the other universes, like Rook launches in April, and then from there you get Hyde Street and some of the PG comics, and they were all pretty good, man. I found something in each of them. I was not displeased. You know what I mean?
Good.
All right, let me get that out of there. The last thing the only other thing I wanted to do, I'm gonna take like a quick um break for just a second so I can grab something. Um, and then I wanted to just talk about comics, man. It's been a minute since we've been able to sit down, talk a little bit about Neon Seed, talk a little bit about making a comic, just get some info out. Give me just a second.
Have you been, Harlem? What you been up to recently?
Playing video games and trying not to think of life as deep as it should be.
Hell yeah, I'm back. But yes, don't think of life too deeply. Um, Focus on the important shit. But anyway, let me throw this up. Neon Seed's really far along for the fact that this is like all of us doing this in our free time. I'm just gonna throw the cover up because I have that open, but this is the PDF with like everything in it, so I have to remember not to scroll all the way down. But Coleslaw, you're chugging along. I see progress from you every day. And
Yeah, chipping away at some of those older pages,
we're trying to make it look pretty. We're trying to make it look pretty. And the thing is like, because we're not on the hook. We're not trying to we're not trying to make a living off of Neon Seed, but two, you know, we're giving it away. We're giving it out for free. So we just want to make it as pretty as possible. Because the reason I want to talk too is I didn't know if you guys saw, and I mentioned this when no one was here, when neither of you were here, but somebody commented, why don't we do a Good Maybe Great style video for Neon Seed? And I was like, yeah, we absolutely will in time. But part of the reason that we don't, part of the reason that we haven't, I'm not shitting out really high quality ads for it all the time is because it has to be done, number one, but two, it's gonna be given away for free, and I want everybody to have a chance that's here like early or gives a shit about it now to kind of experience it and to decide for themselves if they want to pass it around. Because I don't want to call it good or anything like that, but we're gonna be, all the preview stuff, all the stuff that explains it, we want it out for a little bit before we kind of like juice all our connections on it. Because we're in a really unique position where we just don't have to be as we just have to be present and not be super gung-ho, because I don't, we're not having like a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo or anything. Like once it's done and ready, it's yours and you get it in black and white for free. But yeah, the reason for that is because comics is a shit show. Comics is a nuts fucked up thing right now.
Yeah.
I would not want to be attached to it vocationally, independent comics at the moment. You know what I was thinking? Because I was thinking like, obviously like we've, had our, like fun, with different people in comics. Obviously, Coleslaw, you've been out there a little bit.
Yeah,
you've been doing
I've been kind of getting into the weeds a little bit more than everybody else.
Yeah.
I've been,
Which you're, dude, everybody here is free to do whatever they want. But like I was thinking today that like it's gotten so crazy, and I was thinking about how like I forget who said this, but that comics will break your heart, but independent comics will shave your fucking shoulders, man. And all I can think about is just that like I just want people to understand we wrote a story together as a bunch of friends because we're very enthusiastic about this stuff, and this is kind of everything that we do. Like Paper Starship is all Redux, and a little smidge of us in there sometimes, like the rest of us in there where we've worked with him, but it's all him doing stuff he's enthusiastic about. Your channel, Coleslaw, that has shitloads of hits, is a bunch of music videos that you wanted to make, like way back when, and still get hits. And then like Harlem is slaving away at a secret project that I dare not say anything about, but he's also here with us on Neon Seed. And it's like we're all at these different levels of like we have lives and jobs and shit. And if I had to spend every waking moment of my life thinking about how to like launch a comic and make all the money we need off of it or whatever, like it's stupid. Like that's not why I want to make a comic. I don't think that's why any of us want to either. Because the other day I put away, you know what I did? I put away like, you know, I'm trying to get to 1,000, but I put away like $800 for printing and shit. Because it's just like I had to find $800, and you know, like the only reason I know the only reason I want to talk about how crazy it is that like I don't have anything really to say about what happened with like the Rippaverse or what is going on with the Rippaverse, other than I think we made collectively like just like
Probably
yeah,
$1,000.
like $1,000 off of it, just totally tangentially from like drawing art and like commissions and like doing graphics, and like just the commission work that fell out of all of that is crazy to me. I've never seen anything like it. But that's all I like have to say. Like that's why it's like I see people in the fringes who are like into Neon Seed, and they're like, I want more, and it's like I hate to tell you, but we're not gonna like approach it the same way as everybody else, because I'm not trying to shake you down for rent.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know people probably get really annoyed that have been following us forever, but it's like, you know, we didn't get like $100,000 to make this, so all we have is time. But speaking of which, you going back and doing the tones and stuff on the pages that you've gone back over looks fresh as hell, dude. I can never
Thanks.
convey it in text. It's like I know I'm gonna enjoy the black and white version more because of all the like manga that I've read and I've looked at, that it like, dude, you have to go and look at like the Big O manga and like the Outlaw Star manga, and you actually have to look and see how weirdly like close some of it is gonna feel, because none of that is shaded the same way, none of that is like in the same, and it's not even, neither of them are even in a similar style, but like I love what the gray versus the color looks like, and I'm glad that they're so distinct,
Mm-hmm.
because it's actually
Me
going to be
too.
worth it to look at both of them, which I've always liked about manga, dude. I love seeing colored pages of manga because it's like a totally different book.
Yeah. Yeah, like when you say like comparing
Let me see if I have them
like
here.
Berserk colored pages to the black and white ones, you have a
I,
lot more of a I don't know, I'd say more of like a painting feeling
yeah,
than a
hold
manga
on.
feeling.
I was gonna say my wife has these because my wife buys these giant books. This is the Attack on Titan colossal sized like omnibuses. Um, but it has all kinds of crazy stuff in it because this was the Marvel crossover. It has like Hulk fighting the Titans, but I think some of the chapters have color. I don't think they're just big. I could be wrong. But that was one of the things I miss about getting a Shonen Jump every month, is that like 5 or 6 pages out of every Shonen Jump would be colored.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the old like Dragon Ball chapters are only like 4 colors. You know, they're like the ones that are just the like red, and everybody's like wearing red, and some of the sky is maybe colored
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was just blown away that every single one of you got a commission for something during all that shit. I'm glad it happened because we needed that juice.
Hell, I might show even a little bit of kind of just a work in progress of what I have.
Dude, if you're
I don't think Riley would care
oh yeah, no, I
if
don't
he'd
think
even
so.
see it.
No, I don't think anybody would see it. I think
just the couple people we have here.
um yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, if you want to show it into the Discord, feel free. Cuz each one of you got these commissions And I was just like, I can't believe that happened at all because everybody's mad at everybody. I get why people do that now though. Everybody starts making money out of nowhere. That's why they do it. Um but yeah, what and I would say I was going to ask you what page are you at or what's your like page count at to get through for the shading and the tone and the flats and stuff.
I would
I think you're
say
like half
that
or like more than half.
I'm at page 37 right now out of our, what was it, that we have
I think it's like
76 or
I think
so.
it's like 76. Yeah.
So yeah,
That's not too bad.
just a bit under half.
Cuz I think it's that and Katano has sound effects.
Yeah, he's doing also another pass through as well. Probably
Yeah.
gonna add more effects into it, and I can easily just take those new scans and just import them over the line art, and it should all fit just fine.
Um yeah, if you when you pull up your stream, let me know cuz I'll go through this cuz I know I forget where you went back over stuff on the new pages. Find a good page to stop on. We were thinking like a while back about splitting the book, and I'm still like on the fence about it, or when to do it. But I know this like giant size, like 80 pages, that it has to go out on its own for people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like really proud of it because each of us is like never met in person and put this thing together. It always blows my mind.
Here, got it pulled up now. Pulled up.
Here, okay, let me pull up the stream. There you go. You're on. I love these covers, man. I love the Wolf O'Reilly project. I don't really, as I understand it, is supposed to be at the end of it, a coffee table book. But it's like sometimes the culture of the internet is just a magical place. The things that happen on the internet are often just magic. Because I've been thinking about this and I've been thinking about that Silent Hill game. And just because of Harlem, because I follow Harlem, I think it's seeping into my timeline on X. And I see the arguments about people being like, it's not subtle enough. And they're like, it's not supposed to be subtle.
Nah.
And they're like, it's supposed to be subtle. It's Silent Hill. Like, you never played it. And it's like, I know. But that's really like, I don't claim to understand any of this. You know, like I said, you've been involved yourself enough. But we did the Avery games because I thought that was just a funny way to promote people. I didn't really didn't really fully understand how much further it was gonna go. This is pretty funny.
It's all Joe's fault. He had to go and
Did they post Katanos? Are we allowed to show Katanos? Because it's been published, right?
Yeah,
show it?
Katana's got posted on the stream, so I'm pretty sure we were allowed to. I'm sure we'd be allowed to show it.
Katanos was amazing.
Is far better than mine, that's for sure.
Do you have it? Can you open it on your thing? I don't know if I have it. I'm pretty respectful of that stuff because like I didn't pay for it. I shouldn't have it.
Let's see. I can pull it off of.
I will say while you're looking, I'll just throw the Heka thing up here for the recording. Because we showed off some Neon Seed. If you want to see the art book's up there for free.
It won't have the
But you can go right through from our website to there. Oh yeah, that thing is amazing.
Yeah,
it's so crazy.
It won't have the Clipiverse Wolf O'Reilly stuff, but
when he got commissioned to draw that and he showed me this sketch, I was just like, "You're a fucking madman."
Yeah, it's insane how good this is.
Because he did the weapon X Wolverine.
Yep.
It's just such a ballsy cover to give somebody that commissioned you for something, but like, I swear I don't.
He's got the clip of 9000s on him.
I can't believe that uh the timeline is this one. We're in the best possible timeline, so I can, I can believe it's all happening. But sometimes I wake up and remember that Kitano got paid some money to draw this insane image,
It's a great
and it
image.
just makes me smile. We're on the right path.
We're having fun with it.
I'll pull
That's what matters.
yeah, I'll pull Neon Seed back up. But yeah, I'd have to look up. I was like Mr. Sticky or somebody left a comment. They might be here. Is that the person who's here? Yeah, Mr. Sticky. Mr. Sticky was like make a video, and it's like we'll let you in. We kind of want people that right now we want people that if you're interested in a kind of like crazy, speculative fiction, sci-fi type thing that just like expands. Uh, we want you to kind of just like, you know, keep it on the quiet sphere for right now. We're not trying to draw too much attention to ourselves because comics is fucking crazy and people are crazy right now.
Yeah.
And of course,
It's a
and
bit
of
of a
course,
wild time.
Yeah,
and of course, if you have a talent and you wanna try joining us,
that's the other thing, man. Yeah.
me a
We're
message.
always looking
Let's
for
see.
people, but you kind of have to be like um, you know, of the mindset that this is entirely for fun or for you, whatever you're working on. You can't
Yeah,
be coming to us to try to make money because that's really not what we're doing.
make art,
Yeah,
real art.
the long term plan is unironically to just have enough of a body of work between enough interesting people that there's some patronage there that we can do more of it, and that's it. I wouldn't exactly call it not for profit, but I'm not. It's not really for anything other than making more shit. Which is like Neon Seed is one piece of this, but like I said earlier, go check out Redux's stuff on Paper Starship. Um, he's a really talented dude, and he comes in and out of it, but he can put together a documentary or some film analysis. Stuff like Good May Be Great. That was like just a project that we just decided to do. We were just like, let's give this a shot. But the main thing that's taking up all our time is Harlem's Secret Project and Neon Seed. And we definitely need some extra hands on Harlem's Secret Project.
Yeah, especially if you know how to make Hello World appear on the screen, that would be really good.
So I guess in
That's the
whatever, yeah,
that's the best thing you can do to me is print Hello World on
just
the
print
screen.
Hello
Then
World.
you're and not talk about money. You're in a hacker. That's all you need.
Well, I think that's probably good enough for me, man. We did good. I'm glad I got to cover the Ghost Machine thing. Um, and I'm glad we got to show off some stuff. And like, I just don't have anything to say other than I want our comic to go out and for everybody to just read it and to not like. I don't want to get roped into anything else that's happening. I don't want any part of most of what's happening right now. If you look, if you look out on the independent comic sphere, I'm in the crew of people that's like that's not my fire to put out. Um, but yeah, we'll be back with Platinum. We're gonna be talking about Azur's Wrath, and we're gonna be doing that thread watch on Redux is whipping up some threads. We're gonna be talking about True Detective. Let me get this thing out of here, and then we'll hang in the VC. You got anything to add? Any final words, boys?
Check out Young Clippa 59 on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. Watch for. Oh, and if you're an artist, the hit up Clippa or Mint at Autistic Boobs. They have like a
Hmm.
standing commission for Wolverine covers.
It's gonna be going pretty much all year long, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
he's turning it into a coffee book.
Yeah.
But they're good people. They pay. They pay on their commissions. So yeah. All right, sweet. I'll catch you guys in the VC.
Yeah.